Hi, Kathy White, Certified Professional Ergonomist, and I'm here today to talk to you about the computer mouse. There are a lot of options available on the market, so let's start by talking about what might be available to you. You can see here I have 4 different mice. These are different varieties that we happen to have in our home environment. And let's first start talking a little bit about selection. And what you see here is a travel mouse. This is a good option if you're looking for something portable, but if you're working at home now for an extended period of time, this doesn't really have a very good fit for my hand. Chances are that may be the case for you. It also has a wire, which may or may not be a problem. You want to make sure if you do have a wired mouse that you have enough room so that you're able to move around and operate efficiently. Next, I just want to address alternatives to the traditional mouse, which would be something like the product that you see here, where there's various ranges of adjustment. There's lots of different mice on the market. There's vertical mice. Just be careful as you do look at very different alternatives to a traditional mouse that a product may call itself ergonomic, but that does not mean that it actually is ergonomic. So just keep that in mind when you're looking at alternatives. Finally, let's just talk about the traditional mouse. There's a couple of examples here. These are both wireless options. That makes it a lot easier to move around in the workspace area. And we're just going to focus on the one that I traditionally use in my work environment. This fits my hand really well. As I mentioned, wireless, easy to move around. What you're going to want to make sure when you set up your work surface with your mouse is that you have enough room here for both the keyboard and the mouse. You want to have the mouse close to the keyboard if at all possible. That keeps your elbows close to your body. You want to make sure your wrist is in what we call a neutral position, a straight position. One trick that can kind of help you out with that, if you have a pencil or a pen, you want to imagine that you could hold that level as you're operating the mouse. That is an example of that straight wrist posture that we're going for. And then finally, you want to make sure when you're actually moving the mouse that you're using what we would call a whole arm mousing technique. That means that the entire arm is moving as a unit. You're not using your hand to move the mouse. What we would call flicking the mouse is a behavior to avoid. A lot of the traditional mice now on the market have options to allow for easier scrolling. You can use buttons, or sometimes there's a scrolling wheel. Definitely want to see if you can use shortcuts either on the keyboard or the mouse itself. And you can also play around on your computer itself with different settings to make it easy to click. Take breaks as always. Every 20 minutes or so, move away. If you're saving a document on the screen and it's just thinking, it's a good opportunity to take your hand off of the mouse and just set it on your lap to give it a break. Another outside the box option you could consider is if you are right hand dominant, you can always switch to left hand mousing or vice versa. And this is something I actually do quite a bit, is alternating between right hand and left hand use, and it gives you a little more balance in your body. It will definitely take you some time to get used to using your non-dominant hand when you're mousing, but it actually can help improve some of the synergy between the different sides of your brain as well. You might have heard that with things like brushing your teeth with your non-dominant hand. So there are some additional benefits besides the load balancing from an ergonomics perspective. These are just a few tips to help you get started, and I hope this can help you improve your ergonomics at your home computer workstation when you're using a computer mouse. Thanks for listening.